being lied to by our government and media about the virus. The PCR test has been proven and exposed as an inaccurate test. Testing sites are labeling people with false positives across the country. So why is PCR still being used to test for COVID-19? We are basing all our decisions on an inaccurate test. We are forcing people to wear masks based on science that has been debunked, yet no one questions it. The media flashes inaccurate case numbers on the screen, plays their scary music, and we buy it. Labs across Canada and the US have already been exposed as pumping out fake numbers. There hasn't been a pandemic from day one. Hospitals have been empty since March, and anyone in healthcare that tries to come forward loses their job or is threatened. The mask you wear does not protect you against nano-sized viruses. It also causes chronic stress on the body and depletes oxygen levels. You may not know this, but your immune system is being weakened as you wear that mask. Just 2 days ago, Ontario's Associate Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Barbara Yaffe, made a shocking admission on national television. She said, and I quote, "Almost half of people testing positive may not have had COVID-19 at all." She also goes on to say that in general, wearing a mask won't do anything, and it may give a false sense of security. People are unaware that not only do face masks fail to protect the healthy from getting sick, but they also create serious health risks to the wearer. The bottom line is, if you are not sick, you should not wear a mask. It's obvious the media is lying. We are not being attacked by a virus, but rather government policies that are putting companies and businesses out and people on the unemployment line. They are destroying our human spirit and treating us like children. When you stop and think about what's really going on, you soon realize that it's never been about safety, but rather compliance. More people died of influenza than COVID-19. So why weren't we wearing masks last year? The simple answer is because the TV didn't tell us to. They need us to wear masks so that we visually see the virus is real. The mask fuels the fear. Let me ask you this. If no one told you there was a pandemic, would you even know you're in the middle of one? The only way this stops is when we say enough is enough. Next time you walk into a big chain store, observe how many of the same people working there today have been there since the beginning of this pandemic. Stage 3 is simply a trade-off for mandatory masks. Ask yourself, why are masks mandatory now and not when cases were at its peak? This is called conditioning and is another reason why our government spent $129 million on ads telling you to wash your hands. Everything they do paves the way for the next phase of control. We keep hearing, it's better to be safe than sorry. But what's the sorry part? How many have lost their jobs? How many have been rescheduled for cancer screenings, for vital surgeries? How many will have to pay high prices at grocery stores because they successfully disrupted the entire supply chain? How many suffer from anxiety or have turned to suicide? Let me ask you this. Do you see people dying in the streets, or do you see businesses falling apart? Real pandemics kill healthy people, and not just the elderly with pre-existing conditions. Earlier this week, we learned that schools will be forcing our children to wear masks from grade 4 to 12 while social distancing from each other. But here's the thing. Not one child under the age of 20 has died of COVID-19. Imagine what our kids will have to go through. How many will have to feel shame or be alienated just for existing? Our government will single-handedly change an entire generation, creating antisocial children in a fear and trauma-based environment. How come our kids have to wear a mask in public after 2 years of age? Yet in Quebec, the age starts at 12. Proving again that it's more about what they can get away with rather than health and safety in mind. We seem to ignore real experts, even as advisory groups from places like Sick Kids recommend children not wear masks. Anyone heard of Bill 195 that just passed? Long story short, as of July 24th, 2020, this bill enables the government to bypass Queen's Park legislator in order to extend the emergency orders every 30 days for the next 2 years. In other words, they can do anything they want, and there's nothing we can do about it. MPP Randy Hillier says this is the death of democracy. No matter which way we turn, it's obvious the government and media are lying to us. We need to stand up for ourselves. We will not allow you to dehumanize us so that we see each other as threats. We will not allow you to dictate if we can visit friends and family. We will not allow you to muzzle us. And we will not allow you to track us on our phones. And we will certainly not allow you to destroy what our country is built on: freedom. When our government decides to deploy stage 2 of what they call the second wave later this year, will you be ready to say enough is enough? They are setting us up for the biggest abduction of our freedoms, and most don't know it. The phone you have in your pocket is tracing your movements through contact tracing. If you were around someone with COVID-19 a couple of weeks ago, or offered to provide your name and number to restaurants you visited, they'll push to force test you and eventually use that as an excuse to force vaccinate and separate families from each other. We need to unite and stand up against tyranny before it's too late. What are you going to tell your grandchildren you did after the abduction of our freedoms? Did you sit at home and do as you're told, or did you fight back and stand up for future generations? We are being conditioned to view our freedoms as selfish. As long as we continue to lay down and do nothing, the government will continue forcing restrictions on us. Know your rights. Protect your rights, or they will take your rights. For anyone that can hear my voice and who is wondering what they can do, join us every Saturday at Queen's Park at 12 p.m. for a celebration of rights and freedoms. All are welcome.